The response to How to Snakes Part 1 was fantastic. Thanks for watching. And now here's Part 2 of How to Snakes, the collection. So last time we talked about your location and what's important about that. This time we're going to talk about what makes you different from every other restaurant that needs a good location, good staff, good kitchen equipment, and all those other aspects that we will eventually talk about. And that is your games. Obviously, you need a game collection to be a board game cafe. The question is, how big a collection should you have? Now, even if you've got the room to house 10,000 different games, there are limits to what you should have in your collection based on things other than the size of your space. Manageability is key. Now, when Snakes and Lattes first opened, we had approximately 1,200 games in our collection, and it has grown to an estimated 3,000 games. Now, I say estimated because I'm the curator and I don't even know exactly how many games we have. That's part of the problem. A collection that has been called North America's largest publicly accessible board game collection, and who knows, possibly the world's, is a headache. A major, major headache on a bunch of levels. Number one, you've got storage. How do you keep it all? Where do you keep it all? How do you organize it? Maintenance. Pieces go missing, things get damaged, and you can bet that your average customer is not going to care if they drop a Scrabble cue on the floor and don't pick it up. But the next person to take that game is going to be very upset if it's not complete. And the last big headache is expectations. The more games you have, the more games your customers will expect your staff to be able to teach them. Most of the game cafes that have sprung up in the last few years open with somewhere between 300 and 500 games. That's a pretty good amount, considering the fact that your average person can probably only name a dozen games. Scrabble, Life, Monopoly, Jenga, Taboo, Cranium, Clue, you get my point. There is something to be said about having a massive collection. That wow factor of seeing a wall of 1,000 or more games is impressive, and it's something that helped put Snakes and Lattes on the map. But a lot of your customers aren't going to know what they want to play, and when presented with thousands of options, they get confused. Your staff can certainly help with that problem, but organizing your collection is going to be immensely helpful. At Snakes, we have different categories. We have, of course, new arrivals, which is where anything brand new comes in. We have trivia games, party games, word games, classic Americana, that's your Lifes, your Monopolies, your Battleships. We've got kids games, abstract strategy, light strategy, and of course dexterity games, stuff like Jenga, Via Paletti, Bowsack, and so on. But sections isn't the only way you can organize your cafe. We have a color-coded sticker system that we've been using for the last couple of years. Number one, we use a traffic light system, green, yellow, red. These stickers give customers an indication of how simple a game is and how much help they can expect from the staff. We also have blue stickers. Blue means two. We get a lot of couples in the cafe, and there's no reason to think that your cafe wouldn't be the same, and they are going to want games that work for two. And speaking of categories, variety in your collection is important. Not everybody knows what they want to play, and some people have very specific requirements about what they're looking to play. So you need to have a collection that is going to appeal to a wide range of customers. Believe me, you are going to have stuff in your cafe that, as a gamer, you think of as garbage, and you wouldn't, gun to your head, ever want to play. But your customers feel differently about those games. I'm talking about your Life, your Monopoly, your Munchkin. These games are going to be super popular. We have to have several open copies available for play, otherwise there's a lineup and a backlog. So, while you might not want to play them, your customers will, and it's not your place to tell people that they're choosing bad games. Believe me. If you give your customers attitude because they want to play Candyland, well, I got a secret for you. They're not going to be your customers for very long, and a board game cafe is nothing without customers. Every game cafe should have the new standards, things like Carcassonne, Ticket to Ride, Settlers, Dominion. These are gimmies. Every cafe is going to need to have the classics as well. Scrabble, Jenga, Sorry, Trouble, Life, Cranium, Taboo, these sorts of things. Your customers expect them. You can't survive without them. But I want to hear from you about what you think your game cafe should have. what's a game that no cafe should be without? Or what's a game that would just blow your mind if you walked into a cafe and there it was on the shelf, ready for you to play? Hopefully you found this advice on your collection helpful, and next time we're going to talk about people. People are a major concern for cafes, both your staff and your customers.